Alright, then moving on to part 2 of my third tournament game, this time against other Dark Elves. Let's just jump into it in my movement phase. Let's see. I'm going to rally my crossbowmen. I don't have any other particular charges. I kind of move my Hydra around, hopefully close enough to his Black Guard to hit him with a flame attack. My Shades are going to start shooting at his Black Guard. And my Dark Riders on the left are going to keep shooting at his other Dark Riders. My Dark Riders on the right are going to circle around the rear of his Cold One Knights. Then in my magic phase, I'm going to get Unseen Lurker off on my Knight unit. They're going to charge his Hydra, but in close combat, they're going to do 1 wound, take 2 casualties, and they wind up tying and staying put. So in my opponent's next turn, he wanted to charge my Cold One Knights in the flank, but when we kind of worked out the movement, we found that there was no way he could get in contact without first clipping his Hydra. So he just kind of moves his Knights towards my Knights. He's also going to advance with his Dragon, setting it up right next to my Cauldron of Blood. His Chariot's going to move up right behind my Hydra, and his Black Guard are going to advance towards my Crossbowmen that rallied in the last turn. Now he doesn't have a lot of shooting left, but his Dark Riders are still in a shootout with my Dark Riders over on the left, and this time he's going to cause enough casualties to force a panic check, and my Dark Riders fail, but they don't quite run off the board, so they wind up right there. And in close combat, I roll very well, and my Knights wind up beating his Hydra. It breaks, and they run it down. Now this picture should give you a pretty good sense of my movement phase in my turn 3. I'm going to move my unit of Cold One Knights in the left up to be able to charge his dragon using magic. And to make that happen, I kind of move my Cauldron of Blood out of the way. I'm going to fly my sorceress back across the board to be in range to cast on those Cold One Knights. My Hydra is going to turn to face that Chariot to try and prevent it from hitting my Shades, and the Shades are going to keep running forward and shooting at his Black Guard. Then I don't have a picture of it, but on my left, those Dark Riders that fled last turn are going to rally, and that's pretty much it for my movement. Then in my magic phase, I execute my plan B for killing the dragon all along, which was to charge it with Cold One Knights using magic. So I cast the Unseen Lurkers successfully on my Cold One Knights that have been powered up by the Cauldron of Blood to get 2 attacks, and I charge the dragon in the front. However, as it happens, I wasn't really thinking this through, and this tactic is just not going to work against the dragon, because I have champions in my Cold One Knights. And because the Knights are only 1 rank deep, I can't retire the champion if a challenge is declared against me. So what happens is I charge in, but then he issues a challenge, and so instead of getting 4 Knights attacking the dragon, so something like 8 Strength 6 attacks and 8 Strength 4 attacks to try and wound the thing and run down, I'm getting 3 Strength 6 attacks from the champion, which I think does maybe 1 wound to the dragon, and then the Dragon Rider and the dragon attack back. They kill my champion. They inflict I think a couple overkill wounds, and I don't even remember who wins the combat, but no one goes anywhere. So this is not what I was hoping for. Also in my shooting phase, I'm going to take some shots at his Black Guard with my crossbowmen, my Shades, and I get them down to, I think, something like 11 models, including the hero, which I believe is below half strength, but still plenty strong to kill most of my units in a fight. So in Dark Elf turn 4, he declares a charge against my Shades, and this is another point where I kind of got taken by surprise by wrinkles in the way the rules worked out, because I thought that my Hydra was positioned such that he wouldn't be able to get the charge off, because I figured you only get 1 wheel during a charge move, and that meant that there wasn't any way that he could wheel once and hit the Shades without hitting the Hydra. But at least as we played it, which I think is correct, he said that a Chariot can pivot on the spot and then wheel again during the charge. And so he did that, and that allowed him to charge my Shades. I figured their best chance of staying alive was a flee reaction, but they didn't go far enough, so they were caught and destroyed by his Chariot. Then in the rest of his movement phase, he's going to charge my crossbowman with his Black Guard, and just kind of shuffle around with his knights and his Cauldron of Blood. In his shooting phase, we've had these two Dark Rider units squaring off across the board for the whole game. This time he shoots me again with his remaining two Dark Riders. He causes one casualty, I fail my panic check, and I run off the board. So that's it for the Dark Riders on my left flank. In close combat, his Blackguard predictably kill, I guess, all but two of my crossbowmen, and the remaining ones run away and either go off the board or get run down. I don't know. The end result is my crossbowmen are dead and his Blackguard are right around my table edge. His dragon is going to beat my knights in close combat and run them down. And that's about it for his turn 4. Now, again, this is the third game of the day, and I was just really my head was not in the game. And one of the results of that is that the pictures are going to be real spotty from here on out, so I apologize. But anyway, in my turn 5, basically I'm going to kind of move my knights around to charge his chariot, and I'm going to move my Hydra to, I guess, threaten his Cauldron of Blood. It doesn't really do anything for the rest of the game. Then, because most of my shooting units are dead, my Shades are gone, I've only got my crossbowmen are gone, so I've just got one unit of Dark Riders and my Hydra left. I don't do anything significant in my shooting phase. Although in my magic phase, I cast Unseen Lurker on my knight unit that killed his Hydra, and they'll charge into his chariot and kill it. Now his turn 5 is not extremely eventful. Basically, at this point he's got a depleted unit of 2 Dark Riders, his dragon, his Blackguard unit that's taken a lot of casualties, his Cauldron of Blood, and his unit of 5 Coldwell Knights left alive. So he's determined that he's basically gotten all the victory points he's going to need for a win. So he flies his dragon over behind this hill next to his Blackguard to prevent me from really doing anything nasty to it with magic. And he's going to sort of move his Cauldron close to my Dark Riders to force a terror check, and kind of turn his Coldwell Knights to face my Dark Riders. Yeah, there's Dark Riders sitting off in the corner of the table, where they cannot claim a quarter because they're below unit strength 5. Now, I feel pretty terrible about my turn 6, both because I was neither thinking clearly nor taking enough pictures. So let me try and describe what happens. At the start of the turn, I determined that this is the last turn of the tournament actually, and I needed to have done more damage to him to get anything like a win. So even though his dragon is in the bubble of the Ring of Hotek, I noticed that my sorceress, she's not taken a wound yet, so I'm unlikely to actually kill her from a miscast or even to reduce her below half strength. So I figured that the only way I could possibly get anything out of this game is if I get Pit of Shades cast successfully on his dragon and kill it. So to that end, I'm going to move my sorceress over, basically in front of his Blackguard, so she can see around the hill at his dragon to cast Pit of Shades on it. I also moved my Dark Riders around. I guess I was thinking that they were going to grab a table quarter or something, but in practice, I just was not even thinking that he was going to have another turn. So I leave my Dark Riders in front of his Coldwell Knights, and what's going to happen next turn is that they'll get charged, and I don't remember if they flee or are destroyed or what, but he kills them and gets the victory points for them and a table quarter. But then in my magic phase, I get the lucky break of the game, which is I cast Pit of Shades on his dragon. I roll 4 dice on it, and I manage to get the casting value without triggering the Ring of Hotek. Now again, he doesn't have any mages at all. He's just relying on the Ring of Hotek to protect him from magic, so he's only got 2 dispel dice, and he has no scrolls. So he's not going to be able to dispel Pit of Shades, and he fails the initiative check on his dragon. So his dragon's dead, and when we later did the math, if the game had stopped here, it would have been a draw. However, as I said before, I wasn't thinking when I moved in my turn 6, and I left my sorceress about 9 inches in front of his Blackguard. And since this is the last turn of the game, I couldn't flee from the charge reaction. I just had to sit there and be charged and killed by his Blackguard. So when we added it up, he won in a solid victory, and that gave him the tournament. And that's my last game of Warhammer 7th Edition.